Hello everybody. I want to show you guys my shirt again. I don't think this is going to be a common thing, showing off my shirt every time. I don't think he likes it either. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, you all know about Sir Henry's Haunted Trail. If you follow me on social media, you probably do. If not, well, that's not the topic of today's exploration log. But you're going to be hearing about it pretty soon once we get closer to fall, and I apologize in advance for how insufferable I'm going to be about it. But let's move on to today's topic. Today, we're taking a trip around the Gulf Coast to check out a few different places. The first place is going to be something pretty special. It's called Heartwood Preserve, and it's all about green burials. Now, we'll explain more about what green burials are and exactly how it differentiates from a standard cemetery. There's been a lot of cemetery content on this channel so far. I hope you guys are cool with that, because I do find them fascinating and I like to look at them anytime I come across them to pay my respects. But especially this one is very interesting and a little different from your standard cemetery, so we'll check that out. Then we'll also look around at a few other places around here. So we're going to take a look in St. Petersburg, Florida, check out a few small places, and also a couple antique shops too. Antique shops are really fun because you never know what you're going to find. There are all sorts of weird, kooky stuff, lots of creepy stuff, which is right up my alley. And hopefully you guys like seeing that too. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. First stop is Heartwood Preserve, and let's go check it out. Come on. I should probably take this with me. It might come in handy. All right, so our resident thanatologist, Amanda, here is going to tell us a little bit about Heartwood Preserve and exactly what they do out here.
Why do I feel like Heather from Blair Witch Project all said, good morning, this is my home. Okay, so I am not an official expert. I like to tell people that I'm kind of like an armchair duck care enthusiast, because I just like people to be aware of their options. I feel like in society we don't really like to talk about death because it's not a fun subject, but it's something that is going to happen to us all, and it's better to be prepared and to know your options. I feel like kind of how society works is that people pass whether we are prepared for it or we are not. People end up going to chain funeral homes. They manipulate off of your emotions and they try to sell you very expensive, unnecessary ways to say goodbye to your loved one. And there are other options. You can talk to each other as friends or spouses or family members and ask what the other person wants, and there are options like green burial spaces here at Heartwood Preserve. So what that entails is that instead of buying an expensive casket or coffin, I always forget the difference, but it's basically kind of a waste of resources with all like the metal pieces and the paint and the lacquer, because they're just going to put your body in it and dump you into the ground. And a lot of times they'll pump you through full of preservatives to preserve your body to be viewed one last time, where there are alternatives such as green burial, where they will wash your body, they'll put it in a shroud like a white blanket, and then they just lower you into the earth. Or you can be cremated. That is also a more cost-effective option, or aquamated if that is legal where you live. And then they will just put your remains right into the earth, or you can get a biodegradable urn. And it's very cost-effective. You can always come to Heartwood Preserve or go to green burial spaces and ask them for price lists. I mean, any kind of funeral home should be giving you price lists. You shouldn't be surprised right off the bat, and I feel like that happens to a lot of families because they get blindsided by a passing, or they're in denial and they don't want to talk about it, and then they just go to the first funeral home they see, and then they are tens of thousands of dollars in debt. It's an important conversation to have, and it is something worthwhile to think. I always put my stuff somewhere. Where do I put me when I'm done? And this is just a great option. So let's go on a little tour and pay our respects to some folks. Let's go.
So this is one of the burial mounds right here. So what we have here is actually human remains buried beneath this. It's biodegradable, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, so they bury them beneath this mound. You can see a small plaque on top. I'm not going to zoom in out of privacy, but eventually, yeah, the body will just decompose and feed the ground and all the grass and the trees around it.
And this space is completely green. It's actually protected endangered Florida green space. So when you come to visit family or friends or loved ones who are resting here, you can't like leave pinwheels and things that are
no
plastic.
memorials.
Yeah, it's just anything that can feed the earth. So flowers, plants. You know, maybe like, you know, when people make the crosses out of palm fronds and stuff, like you can leave stuff like that, but just stuff that will, you know, vanquish with the earth.
I believe this is a skink. You can't tell a bit from the coloration, I believe. There he is. It's one of the many residents out here in the natural center. Very cool. One of the residents out here, being a little camera shy. There he goes. Bye, buddy. Another little friend. It's very cool.
Well, I want to get him.
Put him back in this grass.
Stop moving, trying to get him.
Hi.
Beautiful colors on the sky.
He is.
Here you go, back on the grass.
Hi, bud. Oh, look at you.
Oh, off he goes.
Oh, bye.
Hopping away.
He's like, I'm out.
Checking in. Now, a quick disclaimer. That critter you just saw me carrying is called a lubber grasshopper. Now, I probably should have looked into this beforehand because lubber grasshoppers, they're not necessarily deadly, but handling them can potentially cause them to emit a foul-smelling foam from their pores, which probably won't be super harmful to a human, but would probably be an irritant, and it's not just a good idea to mess with them in general. So now I know. And the lesson today is, let's see, I'm gonna try and make these words appear on the screen here. Where are they? Don't do what Brad did. Back to the video. Here's a couple other ones here. You can barely tell unless you saw the plate markers. Just a bundle of pine cones there.
Really cool.
You can see beautiful natural grounds. One with nature. Here's a couple buried together. A little further ahead. You can see some more. There's one over there, you can see the marker. Here's this one with a cross. And here's a much larger mound. Fascinating. Beautiful. See a little visitor for this grave. And so as Amanda mentioned earlier, as you can see, they're leaving some memorials for some of the graves, but they're all natural objects. So you see the rocks and some of the flowers right here as well. So they don't allow anything like statues or toys or pinwheels or flags or anything like that. Just anything that's natural and anything that could either blend in with the environment or decompose naturally, just like the bodies are as well. This one's very interesting. Lots of natural mementos left behind. You go a little further in. And here's this one. This one's marked with a marker you can see on the top there. Including this one down here. So you gotta be careful with your tread because there's a lot of burials all over the place. You can see one way in the distance there too. But this one right here doesn't have any markers, which is optional, of course. But you can definitely tell it's a mound. So there's someone there.
Markers on the ground too, so people can guide themselves without them kind of like sticking up in the way.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's really neat that they have these.
Yeah, it's sort of a grid work, basically. So if you're looking for a specific loved one, you can navigate using these grids out here on the trail.
Yep.
Since it's all just trails, no paved roads or anything like that.
It's supposed to feel like, you know, walking in a nature preserve instead of signs all over the place that say this section, that section.
Exactly.
Have a sense of
So I
humor.
usually try not to get the specific names on the plates as means of privacy, but for Mr. Watson here, I needed to show this. It's all cow pies, folks, and it's bad for you.
I feel like that's a George Carlin quote.
Maybe, but I do
Dean had a good
appreciate it
sense
when
of
there's
humor.
humorous epitaphs.
Yes, I like it. I like
Very
it.
nice. Thank you, Mr. Watson, for the laugh.
Bye, Dean. Bye, Dennis.
Say life around Heartwood, so the different kind of living creatures you could find out here in this burial center. Let's see here. All sorts of different kind of birds that make their home out here. And it's a protected wildlife area too, so there's no hunting, no geocaching, since there's a lot of everything has to be biodegradable, and there's plenty to see. Plenty of amenities at the visitor center, since we're going to be out in the wild, so make sure to stock up before we go inside. Nice gesture. Get rid of the mosquitoes. Look at all this milk. You want some of this milk? It could be our milk. Nobody got to know. They say the Valkyries take those slain in battle, the worthy ones, to Valhalla. If they have donuts, I will gladly go.
Yeah, you should get the donuts on video with no one else in the way. That'd be great. Churros sounds really good. Oh, it's getting me almost freezing.
Strawberry matcha.
Oh, help me. French toast that sounds good too.
The birthday cake, little cake pieces.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Key lime looks good too.
What do you recommend, Dolly?
I don't know, Dumpling. You need to go to Dollywood and get some of my cinnamon bread. That's what you need to get.
Wait. It's Krampus. Guten Tag, Krampus. Or give me a blue muffin. Or maybe
the tomato poopy boys.
the tomato poopy boy.
Yes.
Look at all this good looking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the size, look at them buns.
Holy sh! Look at them buns. This one, the rose pistachio muffin, like that frosting that they put on it is, I don't even know.
Damn good.
I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know. I'm in such a quandary because like usually we come here when there's about nothing left and all these places are fully stocked. So losing my mind.
Let's get one of everything.
I think that's a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea.
It's a good / bad. The grand
The
reveal.
grand reveal.
And all the food at Valkyrie Donuts and Valhalla Bakery are vegan.
Here we go.
So, yeah. Here we go. So at the donut shop, it's a blueberry hibiscus donut.
Hot damn, look at that.
Yeah, it looks good.
What else we got?
Let me close her on up real quick.
Ooh,
I want a little bite of this. And
Yeah, I'm gonna do the
coffee
grand
was
reveal
at-
for this one.
Yeah, good.
What's inside? What's inside?
It's the vanilla frost, the
Damn it.
rose frosting pistachio bar.
It's so pink.
It's very pink.
The consensus so good that she's got to dance. There you go.
Should I try the donut?
Dancing for joy.
Want me to try the donut?
The Pride Crosswalk. And I think this one might be new. This is the Trans Crosswalk too. Very inclusive out here in St. Pete. Clear Labs painting with a twist. We're not going inside. We just stopped by because, well, there he goes. He flew away. But we have a couple nests in there. You can hear them chirping.
Very cute.
So far, it looks like A and B are the most popular letters. You can hear them. Can't see them though. It's a nice little place for them to build their nest though. Happy birthday, Jimmy. Don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're a very good boy. 15 years old. That's a senior pup. Happy birthday, buddy. Let's take a peek inside vintage modern St. Pete. Kind of have to after seeing this poster. Tend the tale of Sweetie Todd. Well, mistakes happen. I knew I should have been more careful with my coffee.
Good job cleaning up after yourself.
There you go. Spick and span. Alright, let's see what they got in this case. This is another interesting antique store here in St. Pete. Simpsons. But my eye was drawn to this. That old duck is neat, but it's Secret Squirrel. Who here remembers Secret Squirrel? I don't see Morocco Mole anywhere, but it's still cool to see him. Lots of cool stuff here. Oh, Merry Christmas, but wait. Dracula and Santa? You're making the transition into Halloween. I love it. Throwing random Santa there. Nightmare Before Christmas, why not? Gorgeous stuff. Love it, love it. And back to Christmas. Big tall boy here. How tall? Very tall. History marker right here at this spot. Central and 6 in St. Pete. Hundreds of suffragists marched in support of women's suffrages back in 1919, right here at this intersection.
Right nearby the cool I Voted mural.
Right there.
Love it.
Very nice. Thus concludes today's journey. Again, I do hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me and checking out a lot of sites. Enjoyed Heartwood Preserve, as well as some of the interesting antique shops around Florida and some of the smaller places in St. Petersburg. If you're ever in the area, definitely stop and check these places out. And of course, check the description field below. I always like to leave the address, any sort of contact information if you're in the area, or if you want any other information, especially like with what Heartwood Preserve does with their burial practices, or if you want to check out any of these other places. That's a main goal of my channel here, is to put more visibility out there to some of these smaller places and places that you might not know of out here in Florida, and hopefully we'll be able to expand a little bit further. But that's going to conclude it for today. Until next time, of course, thank you for traveling along with me. Always hope that you do enjoy our journeys, and there's so much more to see. So let's go ahead and see what we can find. Till next time.